Hey everybody, welcome back to Jackson Jetsetting. Today I'm very excited to be departing on my latest trip. I'm heading down to San Juan, Puerto Rico to hop on board my very first luxury cruise experience. I'm on board the Ritz Carlton Evrima. It's Greek for discovery, I believe. So this is the very first of the yachts that Ritz Carlton built. They have 3 now. It's also the smallest of them. And we're doing a quick 3-night voyage from San Juan over to St. Bart's, which I've never been to. I've been having it on my list. It's been on my list for years and years and years. And over to Virgin Gorda, which I've been to a few times to go visit the baths. And that's what I'm doing again this trip because it's just a very fun day on shore. So I am super excited to see what the differences are between this experience and all the other cruising experiences that I've had. I've sailed in some pretty fancy cabins with MSC and Yacht Club. I've definitely studied a lot of the ship within a ship concepts with some of the larger lines, but I've never stepped on board a truly luxury cruise experience. So we're going to go check out what this is like. There have been a number of different cruise experiences that have launched in this space in the last few years or have been announced. We have Four Seasons yachts that had just started sailing. And then we have Oman coming into the space. There are a few others too that operate in the luxury yacht space. So this is definitely the smallest ship that I've ever been on. I'm very, very excited to check everything out. I'm going to bring you along with me. So thanks a lot for watching. If you love cruising, if you love watching cruise videos on YouTube, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. I've got tons of cruise content both on the channel and upcoming. I take you along on all the travels that I do around the world, sometimes with my family in tow. So thanks a lot for watching and let's get going. Now, if you know me at all, I am a blogger. I've been a blogger for over 15 years about points and miles. That's what just got me obsessed with travel, or rather I was obsessed with travel and then got into blogging. So I've been very fortunate to make a living doing that over the years. And I'm excited to use some of my JetBlue points that have been sitting in my account for quite some time. It's hard for me to use them in Phoenix. Fort Lauderdale comes and goes from them. So I'm actually flying to Fort Lauderdale and then on to San Juan. A little over 15,000 miles for the redemption. So pretty good there. I'm just flying their economy product. I was very tempted to upgrade to Mint, but I'm going to save the money there. I did use my $50 credit with my Hilton Aspire card that wipes $50 of charges from any airline each quarter to upgrade to the even more space option on JetBlue, at least on the overnight flight, just to make things a little bit more comfortable. Still about $60 or $70 out of pocket there. We got a cool Marriott to check out there in San Juan. It's an old San Juan. I've stayed there before when it was a Sheraton under the SPG program. So excited to see what they changed there. And then we're going to explore around San Juan for the day and then hop on board the Ritz Carlton Yacht after that. So let's get going. So JetBlue operates out of Terminal 3 in Phoenix, a terminal that I don't always get to go to. I'm really more of an American flyer. They do have a lovely escape lounge in Terminal 3 that I have access to, courtesy of my Amex Platinum card. They have an escape lounge over in Terminal 4, but that's also next door to the Centurion Lounge, so just depending on crowding, don't always get into the escape lounge. But overall, a very lovely little lounge. It's not gigantic by any means, and I know that they do hit capacity at times. Food wasn't anything blow me away, but it was definitely enough for a light dinner before my red-eye flight. And the nice thing was they also had the National Championship game going on for basketball, so that was nice to enjoy before my flight. If you want a full tour of the Escape Lounge in Terminal 3, I have a video up on the channel. I'll link to it down below. Lovely little terrazza flooring as we make our way to F5, which is our gate for the evening. I don't have any status with JetBlue, but I did get early boarding courtesy of my Even More Space upgrades. That's a nice little perk. It's one of the first on board after they boarded up Mint. A little jealous of the folks being able to lie flat on the way to Fort Lauderdale, but it is a very quick flight flying east. And I had plenty of space here. And the nice thing was I had no one on the row with me. So that was a very, very convenient and a nice little perk because I wasn't stuck in the back with a person in the middle seat there. You do get 3 alcoholic drinks included as part of your upgrade here. And they do give you a quote unquote premium snack, which were these delicious chocolate chip cookies. I got a glass of Malbec on the way over to Florida as well. And they had a cool little snack cabinet, if you will, in between Mint and Economy. So you could go up and grab some of their premium snacks there. So I did like the snacks on board JetBlue. I've always loved flying them. I just wish they flew more places from Phoenix. They used to be a little bit more convenient for me to fly when I lived out in California. So nice to step back on board JetBlue. And with a very quick layover in Fort Lauderdale, I was on my way to San Juan, Puerto Rico. Everything on time and amazing there. We loved to see it. This flight, I was just back in the regular old economy seats. And before I knew it, I was down in San Juan. All right, so we are here in San Juan, Puerto Rico. We are checked into the Hotel Rumbao, which is the old Sheraton, Old San Juan. I stayed here like 12, 13 years ago. So overall, a pretty nice hotel. Kind of knew what to expect in terms of location. It is absolutely amazing. I'm take you over here and show you this. Look how amazing. For a ship spotter like myself, love that. It's amazing. So we're going to go explore the city a little bit after we had our nap, because red eyes are no fun. I am not a big fan of red eyes, but got to be here on time. Got a little bit of the day here to enjoy in San Juan before getting on board the Ritz Carlton Yacht tomorrow. So excited to take you along. With 3 ships in port for the day, it was quite busy in Old San Juan, but I absolutely loved the location of this hotel because, one, it's very close to my embarkation pier the next morning, but it's also so close to all the tourist activities in Old San Juan, which I think is the most amazing part of San Juan that I have visited. I just love all the colorful buildings. I love the national park here. That is the old Spanish fort built way back in the 1500s, at least the oldest parts were. So it's some of the oldest stuff that we have that's part of America, which is pretty amazing. There's a lot of hills to hike though, so just keep that in mind. But it's all a quick 20 to 30 minute walk pretty much anywhere on the peninsula that you're staying. So that is a very, very fun aspect of staying at the Hotel Rumbao. But I basically beeline to the San Juan National Historic Site. It is one of my favorite spots anywhere in the world. It's just amazing to have all of this history right here in San Juan. If you're looking for that great family photo before your cruise out of San Juan, this is a great spot to do so because it is just full of all of those opportunities throughout both forts. There's 2 sections as well as the wall that connects the two. It was an old walled city to protect it from invaders back in the days that the Spanish owned it. So for a $10 fee, you get a 24-hour access pass. So this is nice if you want to come back maybe in the evening or a little bit later in the day, you can do so. So that's just a very convenient option. I took advantage of that on my trip here. I shot some of the Pirates of the Caribbean here as well. So you definitely get a lot of that pirate aesthetic going on here because it's just from that era. And there are plenty of great shots of your ship if you're here just on an excursion. So this is one nice thing about stopping in Old San Juan for the day on your ship. There's no need to buy an expensive cruise excursion. You can definitely make a fun day out of just exploring the forts and then grabbing some food. There's not a lot of beaches in this area. You'd have to head over to Condado or maybe a little bit outside of San Juan to experience that. But the ocean views are absolutely amazing here. Now I'm making my way out of the fort, out of the deepest tunnels that I could find that day, and heading over to the other side just to walk by. Basically, I'm saving that for tomorrow morning before the ship after breakfast, just to get a nice little walk in and enjoy the little perk of having an access pass for 24 hours since I arrived at the park a little bit later in the afternoon. Another way to save if you already have a National Parks Pass, that's I think $80 for the year now. That works here at the Castillo because it is a national park. So it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site as well. It's well worth doing. Okay, so we are back in the room, just regrouping and also charting my phone for a little bit because we're going to head over to the Bacardi experience. I booked a rum tasting tour. The last time I was here was a long time ago. This whole experience was free, like the general tour. I went for the slightly higher option because I just wanted to taste some of their good rums. And it's just a fun little ferry over from right outside of the hotel. So it's a very convenient option if you're staying here at the hotel, or if you're coming in on one of the ships and you want to do some rum tasting, that is a very easy option for you. So let's go check out Casa Bacardi. Just about a block walk to the ferry terminal from the Hotel Rumbao, so cannot complain about the location here. The Puerto Rico ferry is operated by the city, it seems like, but also Hornblower Cruises, which does a number of different concessionaire style offerings throughout the U.S. I've been on a lot of Hornblower cruises like in San Francisco and things like that. So it's a short 15-minute ride across the harbor over to the section that hosts the Bacardi factory. You can buy the tickets on the Bacardi website for $15 round trip, and that includes the shuttle over to Bacardi. Or you can just buy the tickets in person there for about $2 each way. I'm not sure if they will give you any hassle at the shuttle or not, because it's operated by Bacardi and they want you in the door. So not really sure if my wristband did anything there or not, but overall it just makes it a little bit more convenient to buy the ferry ticket, and at the end of the day, not a big deal. So it's another 10 minutes by shuttle to get to Casa Bacardi. I shouldn't have mentioned that it is possible to Uber over here. It's just a long Uber from going around the harbor and things like that, but you do get a little welcome token as part of your tour, so you can get a little welcome beverage. And there's going to be a little bit of waiting around for your tour depending on how you time things. Definitely one of the best mojitos of my life, and the bartenders were doing some shows and stuff. It was great. So a fun little spot to kind of relax and get ready for your tour. They also have a small snack stand that I grabbed some food. Felt like the food and any extra drinks were a little bit expensive on the $13, $14 side. So a little bit pricier here than I would expect. When I first did this tour, it was about free, I believe, maybe 10, 15 years ago. And so now they've obviously developed the tours a little bit more, and now it's more of a paid experience. So this is a little bit more of an upscale tour option because you do get these 8 rum tastings. It was basically the last tour of the day though, so definitely felt a little empty here. I would probably go more around lunchtime and just maybe have a little bit more energy. There were just 2 other people on the tour when we started, and 2 other people joined us. So you do get driven around the operations of Bacardi, but you don't actually get to go inside and see them distill the rum. It was also late in the day, so even if we were there, we wouldn't have been able to see any of that. But then the second half of the tour, they actually take you into this very nice tasting room, and they have all of the different rums already poured for you, as well as some high-end chocolate that you can taste with their sort of most premium option. And overall, it was a great tasting. I think it lasted maybe a little too long because some questions on the tour from folks that arrived late, so that was a whole separate thing. But riding back, it was pretty easy to get back on the ferry with the shuttle bus and the ticket combo, so that all flowed nicely. The last ferry back is at 9:30, but by the time that our tour was over, pretty much everyone had wrapped up for the day. So I headed back to the hotel and grabbed some delicious mofongo, little surf and turf mofongo, which was absolutely incredible, and watched the ships depart for the day. All right, folks, that just about does it for today. Very fun day in San Juan. I did enjoy the Bacardi experience, but I felt like it took a little longer than I remember. And I remember there being more theming, like bringing you into, I guess, like the old Cuban house that they rebuilt from my past tour. Maybe I'm misremembering, or maybe it's just the tour that I built, but my tour guide was amazing. It ended up being like a semi-private tour. There were only a few other folks in this rum tasting. We got to taste a 4-year, 8-year, 10-year, and like a 10 to 13-year that's like aged in sherry barrels. Just a very good experience. Very, very fun. The guide was very passionate about Bacardi, so that was really cool. Overall, I think that it's kind of an expensive tour. I think maybe in the $50 range, I'd feel a little bit better about it. $80 plus $15 for the ferry and shuttle to get there seemed a little expensive to me, but overall, still a good time if you've never been to a rum distillery. This is an interesting one. The Founders Tour, I think, is the only one that allows you to go into the factory itself. So just keep that in mind. A lot of the smaller tours around here in Puerto Rico will show you like the oak barrels and things like that. And it's more of a walking tour. This is pretty corporate feeling. Didn't really mind him just because it's such a big brand and I enjoy seeing how these big brands operate. But just to be aware that there are other rum tours here in the area that you may be interested in. So we're going to go to sleep, and then we're going to wake up and go to the Ritz Carlton Evrima.